On a Galilean mountain bathed in the soft morning light, the disciples gathered, a small band of believers, their hearts still raw and aching from the whirlwind of recent events. They stood together, a mix of anticipation and trepidation in their eyes. They had seen Jesus betrayed by one of their own, a dagger twisting in the heart of their fellowship, crucified, an agonizing spectacle of injustice and suffering that shook the very foundations of their faith, and then, miraculously defying all expectations, alive again, resurrected from the tomb, a beacon of hope in the face of despair. He had walked, talked, and even shared meals with them, the aroma of bread and fish mingling with the palpable sense of wonder, proving beyond any shadow of a doubt that he was no ghost, but the resurrected Lord, present in flesh and blood. Now, in this pivotal moment, he called them together once more for one last vital instruction, a final charge that would shape the course of history. They looked at him, familiar, the face of their beloved teacher and friend, yet now radiating an undeniable divine authority, a power that resonated deep within their souls. Jesus, with his profound understanding, saw their confusion, the lingering fear, and the uncertainty that clouded their faces, knowing the immense weight of what he was about to ask of them, the sheer magnitude of the task ahead. Go. Make disciples of all nations, reaching every corner of the earth. Teach them everything I have commanded you, impart the wisdom and truth that I have shared with you. The task was overwhelming, a seemingly impossible feat for such a small group. How could this small, ordinary group, comprised of fishermen and tax collectors, possibly change the world? Jesus, in his infinite compassion, didn't rebuke their doubts or scold their weakness, understanding the human limitations they faced. Instead, he gave them what they needed most, a gift more valuable than any earthly treasure, a promise, a solemn vow that would sustain them through every trial and tribulation. And surely I am with you always, a constant companion, an unwavering source of strength, to the very end of the age until the culmination of all things. Not, I will think of you, a fleeting memory, not, I will send help, a distant intervention, but I am with you, an intimate and abiding presence. Present tense, a constant personal presence, a promise of unwavering support and guidance. This was not a farewell, a somber goodbye, but the solid foundation upon which their mission would be built. A bedrock of unwavering faith. Their success would not depend on their own limited strength, their skills, or their resources, but on his unwavering presence, his boundless power, and his unfailing love. They would never go alone, never face the challenges ahead without his constant companionship. This promise would become the anthem, the rallying cry of the church for generations to come, echoing through the ages, inspiring countless believers. It was the engine, the driving force for the Great Commission, propelling the message of hope to the ends of the earth. The future of their lives, and indeed the future of the church, would be securely anchored in his eternal proximity, his unwavering presence, a constant source of strength and guidance. No matter how daunting the mission, how steep the climb, they would never be abandoned, never left to face the challenges alone. The disciples stood not as heroes or conquerors but as ordinary people, humble and flawed, just like you and me, entrusted with an extraordinary promise, a divine assurance that would empower them to change the world. And with those simple yet profound words, Jesus changed everything, shifting the course of history and offering hope to all mankind. The world would never be the same, forever transformed by the power of his love and the promise of his presence. They would never be alone, and neither are we. I am with you always wasn't a footnote, a mere addendum. It was the very heart of the Great Commission, the driving force behind it. It's a promise that echoes through every task, every challenge, and every moment of doubt. Like a captain steadfastly at the helm, Jesus promised to navigate every storm with them, to guide them safely through the roughest seas. He didn't promise to calm the storm, but to be present in it. The task ahead was daunting, a monumental undertaking, but the commander of the universe, the ultimate authority, was right there in the boat with them. His presence was their compass, always pointing true north, their map, guiding their steps, their power, the source of their strength. Always, not just on good days when the sun is shining and life is easy, but in jail cells, in the darkest of confinements, before angry mobs, facing down hostility and opposition, in shipwrecks, amidst the wreckage of shattered dreams, and in moments of failure, when you feel like you've fallen short. The promise wasn't conditional on their success or feelings. It wasn't dependent on their performance or emotional state. It was an unbreakable covenant, a bond that could never be severed. This shifts the Christian life from performance to presence, from striving to abiding. We often think our mission depends on our strength or cleverness, on our own abilities and resources. But Jesus reminds us, the power is not in the plan but in the person. It's not about our strategies but about his unwavering presence. Our task is to abide in him, to rest in his love, not muster up our own strength, not to rely on our limited reserves. He is the vine, the source of all life. We are the branches, drawing our sustenance from him. The fruit, the power, the results of our efforts, it all flows from him, originating from his boundless grace. This promise invites us to exhale, to breathe deeply and freely, to release the pressure to be perfect, to let go of the need to control everything. The success of your life and ministry, the impact you have on the world, rests on his shoulders, not yours. He carries the weight, not you. He is your senior partner, the one in charge, your constant companion, walking alongside you every step of the way. The mission is his. He is the architect. You are invited to join him, to participate in his grand design. You are never in it alone. You are part of something bigger than yourself. His presence is your anchor in every storm, holding you steady amidst the chaos. Let this truth steady your soul. Let it bring you peace and reassurance. You are never, ever alone. He is always with you, always for you. God's promise to be with us, it's a comforting thought, isn't it? A constant companion, a guiding light in the darkness, is a golden thread through all of Scripture. From Genesis to Revelation, it's a consistent theme, a testament to his unwavering love. He walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the garden, a perfect communion before the fall, covenanted with Abraham, promising descendants as numerous as the stars, a future secured by divine promise, and stood with Moses at the burning bush, revealing his name and his unwavering commitment to his people. God's answer to Moses' inadequacy, to Moses' fear and doubt: I will be with you. A simple yet profound declaration of unwavering support. The same promise echoed to Joshua as he prepared to lead the Israelites into the promised land. To Israel through Isaiah, a beacon of hope amidst exile and despair. And to David in the valley of the shadow of death, a comforting presence even in the darkest of times. This assurance was the bedrock of faith for generations, a source of strength and resilience in the face of adversity. When Jesus said, I am with you always, to the end of the age, he fulfilled this ancient promise, bringing it to its ultimate and complete expression. He wasn't just a prophet, a messenger of divine truth. He was God in the flesh, the divine made human, bridging the gap between heaven and earth. Emmanuel, God with us, the very essence of his being, a constant presence in our lives. The pillar of fire, the burning bush, symbols of God's presence and guidance, now stood before them as Jesus Christ, the living embodiment of God's promise. He is the ultimate fulfillment, the culmination of all that God has promised, of God's desire to be with his people, to dwell among us, to share in our joys and sorrows. This is not a new promise, a fleeting moment of divine favor, but the culmination of God's heart through history, a love story written across the ages. Jesus makes the promise personal and intimate, personal, eternal, and unbreakable. A bond that cannot be severed, a love that will never fade. The God who was always with his people, through trials and triumphs, now promises to be with you forever. An invitation to experience his presence in every moment. You are never alone. He is always with you. Jesus' presence is a fact, not a feeling. We often measure God's closeness by our emotions, but his promise stands regardless of how we feel. He didn't say, you will always feel I am with you. He said, I am with you. His presence is not dependent on your mood or circumstances. Like the air you breathe, unseen but sustaining, his presence is constant. You may not always sense it, but it is the foundation of your spiritual life. Trust the promise, not your perceptions. When you feel distant, remind yourself, Jesus, I know you are here, your word says so. Stand on his promise, not your feelings. He is working even when you cannot see or feel him. Anchor your faith in his word, not the turbulence of your heart. His presence is your reality, your security, your life. Let this truth shape your days. He is with you, always. Fear is universal. It whispers that you're alone and vulnerable. But the presence of Jesus dismantles fear's power. When fear creeps in, you have a choice. Listen to fear, or listen to your Savior who says, fear not, for I am with you. His presence doesn't always remove the storm, but it changes your posture within it. You are not alone against your giants. The one with all authority stands beside you. Like a child comforted by a parent's presence in the dark, You are safe with him. Jesus sits with you in your darkest nights, holding your hand. Next time fear knocks, answer with his promise, I am not alone, the King is with me. Let his presence be louder than your fear. In his presence, fear loses its grip. You are protected, defended, and never abandoned. Let his promise anchor you in peace. He is with you always. Loneliness is a deep ache, even in a crowd. You may feel misunderstood, overlooked, or isolated, but into this emptiness, Jesus speaks, I am with you always. He is the friend who sees you, knows you, and understands your pain. When you feel invisible, you are fully known by him. Think of Elijah, alone and despairing. God met him in a gentle whisper. In your darkest moments, Jesus meets you there. His presence is not a shallow comfort, but a deep companionship. You are never spiritually solitary. Cultivate awareness of his companionship in every moment, morning, work, evening. He is the faithful friend who never leaves. Let this truth fill the empty spaces in your heart. You are seen, known, loved. You are never ever alone. His presence is your constant companion. Jesus' promise isn't just for crises or mountaintops, it's for the ordinary days. He is with you in the mundane, the commute, the chores, the daily grind. We often forget God in the routine, but he is present in every moment. His presence transforms the mundane into the sacred. Washing dishes, answering emails, done with him, these become acts of worship. Brother Lawrence found God in the kitchen, not just the chapel. Practice his presence in your daily life. Invite him into your routine. Traffic, lunch, work. Let his presence sanctify your schedule. Don't wait for a crisis to remember him. Every moment is filled with divine potential when you walk with Jesus. The ordinary becomes extraordinary in his company. He is with you, always. I am with you always was given in the context of mission. Jesus' presence is the fuel for our outreach and the courage to step out. Sharing faith can be intimidating, but the promise changes everything. You don't go with your own resources, you go as an ambassador with the King beside you. His presence gives wisdom, love, and courage. You're not a salesperson, but a host introducing your dearest friend. Your confidence is in him, not your arguments. Let this promise make you brave. Move toward needs, speak of your hope, knowing he is with you. Your mission field is wherever you are, home, work, neighborhood. You are a co-laborer with Christ. Walk into every situation knowing you are on mission with the King. He is with you always. Jesus' promise is a present reality. Right now, he is with you. His presence is constant, personal, and eternal. In a world of uncertainty, this is your unshakable foundation. Walk with quiet confidence, not because you are strong, but because he is. Face challenges with peace, because the Prince of Peace is by your side. You are a carrier of God's presence. The same Spirit that raised Christ dwells in you. Let this assurance shape your thoughts and actions. When anxiety whispers, let his presence roar. When loneliness aches, let his companionship comfort you. When inadequacy speaks, remember his all-sufficient presence. You have everything you need because you have him. Go into your day, your life, your mission, never alone. You carry the most precious gift, the presence of Jesus Christ. And his promise remains true, he is with you always to the very end of the age.